everybody, it's Critic here, and it's time for yet another episode of Cancerous Commentaries. Now, the video I have for you today is a rant made by the YouTuber Jedi concerning Nintendo's newest console, the Switch. How bad is their video? It's pretty bad. Roll it!
The Nintendo Switch is the most dumbest thing you will ever purchase in your life.
IS titties, IS and titties, IS titties, IS and titties.
But what is going on, everybody? My name is Jedi, and welcome back to a brand new video. So this is kind of like a different video that you guys will see on my channel, but today we will be talking about the beloved, the newest item of Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch. Now,
what in the hell was that? Were you afraid that your audience was deaf or what?
IS titties, IS and titties, IS titties, IS and titties.
what you can get for $500, you can buy yourself a freaking iPhone 7. Not the iPhone 7S, not the iPhone 7S Plus, but the iPhone 7.
Well, true, a phone is a very useful device that can perform a lot of different functions, so it would probably be a better idea to spend money on that than a video game console.
You can buy yourself a freaking pair of Astro headsets.
Okay, you cannot tell me that spending $500 on a pair of headphones is way smarter than spending that kind of money on the Switch. That's just stupid. I mean, think about it. A headset is really only built for one sole purpose: talking to people that you are playing a game with. I guess you could also use it to listen to music, but unless you have a really good headset, the sound quality is going to be average at best. And even if you do buy a good headset with $500, if you don't have a console or a PC to play online games on, then you've pretty much rendered the thing useless. Hell, even if you wanted to use it to listen to music, then you could have saved yourself $400 by just buying some Bluetooth headphones, you moron. This is assuming that you don't already have a console or PC. If you do, then dropping half a grand on a headset is a choice that only you can make. Even then, you didn't even make the argument that, as a console gamer, you're really just wasting money on slightly better hardware, whereas a good headset and PC can last you a lifetime and run even better than a console if you know how to maintain it. So what the hell? The argument was right there for you to make, and you didn't make it. That's what I call being lazy.
You can buy yourself a freaking Xbox One. You can buy yourself a freaking PlayStation 3. You can buy 2 PlayStation 3s.
Well, yeah, but why? What's wrong with getting the Switch instead? See, all you needed to do for your argument to make sense was explain yourself. You could have said that the Xbox One or PS3 have bigger libraries of games to choose from and are much lighter on your wallet, and I wouldn't have had a problem. Sure, you kind of hinted at that last point by saying that you could have bought 2 PS3s instead of 1 Switch, but here's my question. What in the ever-loving fuck do you need 2 PS3s for? You could have at least said something like, you can buy a PS3 with 2 controllers and several games for that much money, and you wouldn't have come off like an idiot who doesn't know how to spend their cash.
Buy yourself a Razer mouse with the Razer keyboard. Like, come on now. But instead, you buy a Nintendo Switch for $500. Like, what?
Okay, if you're willing to throw down $500 on some computer parts, that's fine by me. I'm not here to judge people over how they spend their money. My problem is with you saying that doing so is smarter than spending $500 on the Switch. If you're going to say that, you need to explain why. But you don't, so here we are.
Titties, IS and titties, IS titties, IS and titties.
You could buy yourself a new pair of Timberlands for $500. Like, come on now. You're gonna sit there, spend $500, more than $500, on a Nintendo Switch?
Okay, I know that I just finished saying that I would refrain from judging people over how they choose to spend their money, but this person just crossed the fucking line. Are you really gonna sit there and tell me that spending $500 on a pair of shoes is smarter than buying a Nintendo Switch with that much money? A pair of shoes. Madam, the door is to your left. Feel free to walk out of it. You can get years of fun out of playing a video game console either by yourself or with friends, whereas with shoes, you're more than likely going to wear them out or grow out of them within 6 or so months. It's why people periodically buy new pairs of shoes in the first place, dumbass. So no, I don't care what brand of shoes they are. It would be stupid not to spend that kind of money on the Switch instead.
Titties. Is and titties. Is titties. Is and titties.
Now, I haven't purchased it yet because why would I purchase something that I'm ranting about? Like, why would I purchase myself a Nintendo Switch?
You know what? That is a really good question. Here's the answer, so that you can tell people what is wrong with the console and properly dissuade them from buying it by listing its actual flaws. Come on! How am I supposed to take you seriously if you don't even have any experience with the Switch itself? That's like someone who's never eaten at McDonald's telling you not to eat at McDonald's because their food is disgusting and horrible. Why does your opinion matter to me? Now granted, you don't always have to have experience with something in order to determine that it sucks. I knew that the 2016 Ghostbusters film was going to be a shitty movie just on its trailer alone. Even then, I at least knew something about the movie before I judged it. When it comes to a video game console though, it's kind of important that you have some kind of experience with it so that you not only know what the fuck you're talking about, but you also establish some credibility with the audience. Video games are an interactive medium. Keyword being interactive. If you don't know how a video game console functions, then how can you even dismiss it or say that it sucks?
Titties. Is and titties. Is titties. Is and titties.
What's next? Oh, next. Like, what if you lose the joysticks? Seriously, like, what if you lose the joysticks? Now, I know you guys are saying right now, like, what if you lose a controller to, like, your Xbox or something? Well, that's why you're supposed to have a backup one. But Nintendo don't give you no backup one. You only got 2 of them. So if you lose one, then you're screwed. If you lose 2, but if you lose 1, you're screwed. Like, you might as well just go buy yourself a new one, because you just screwed at that point.
Okay, so what you're implying is that because the Nintendo Switch doesn't come with 2 sets of joysticks, it would be a waste to spend money on it. One, like you said, if you lose your joysticks, then you're screwed. However, that's on you for being irresponsible with your things. It's not Nintendo's fault that you couldn't take care of 2 joysticks, so don't use that as justification for avoiding the Switch. That's like saying you shouldn't waste money on glass cups. What if you accidentally drop them? You need to look for flaws that aren't so superficial, like how powerful the system really is or the quality of its launch games. Oh, but wait, since you don't have the Nintendo Switch, you can't bring any of that useful shit up, so you only resort to the same argument that can be made about anything. 2. Let's replay this clip again.
I know you guys are saying right now, like, what if you lose a controller to, like, your Xbox or something? Well, that's why you're supposed to have a backup one. But Nintendo don't give you no backup one. You only got 2 of them. So if you lose one, then you're screwed.
Actually, the PS3 and PS4 both came with only one controller. Trust me, I know. In fact, almost every video game console only comes with one controller because that way the companies can milk more money out of the consumers. Now, you probably bought a different bundle for your console, or maybe you bought it at a flea market or something, which would explain why you have backup controllers, but don't lie about it and say that the PS3 or the Xbox both pack 2 controllers, because that's just flat out false.
Seriously? You might as well go buy yourself an Xbox. Really? Like, I was in the middle of ranting, then these papers are gonna fall.
Okay, no. You don't leave that in the video. You cut that out so that we can get to your point. Why did I need to know that your papers fell? That has nothing to do with anything, and it distracts from the point of your video. I know it's a nitpick, but could you imagine if I didn't edit out any mistake that I made while filming something? Hey everybody, it's Critic here, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Little Mermaid. Shit, I mean Akisora. Man, I really need to stop dropping LSD before I film these videos. Holy shit, did 2 people just crash outside of my house? Oh, I'm sorry guys, I'll be right back. I need to go check if anybody's injured. Hold on. Wouldn't that be fucking annoying? Wouldn't that make you want to tear your hair out? I know it pisses me the hell off. So here's a message to all aspiring ranters out there. If you mess up a line, re-record it or edit your mistake out. I'm tired of having to repeat this over and over again, god damn it.
The screen with like the tablet crack. What you gonna do? What if it don't work no more? Then you just messed up. Well, you could monitor it. You could have it on the TV. What if you have to like go somewhere and you want to play this? Then you're just screwed at that point.
Congratulations, you have just repeated something that you already said earlier. Hooray! We're halfway through this video, and outside of saying that you can get the same gaming experience by buying the much cheaper PS3, you have yet to make one legitimate case against spending money on the Switch. You haven't gone over the console's processing power or the quality of its games or anything that actually matters. That's because you don't own the Switch, have no experience with it, and refuse to do research on it. Therefore, you're misinformed and you would rather shame people into listening to you instead of being honest with them. And that's just wrong, damn it.
Titties, IS and titties, IS titties, IS and titties.
Like for real though, like what y'all gonna do if y'all lose like the joysticks? Y'all just gonna be messed up. Yo, seriously, y'all gonna be messed up.
You have already said this. Please move on to something original.
Titties, IS and titties, IS titties, IS and titties.
Oh, another thing. What if you got the joysticks, right? You slide the tablet screen in there and it slides right out and it drops and it cracks.
For the last time, you have already made this argument. I'm not even disagreeing with you here. I'm just sick and tired of you repeating yourself over and over again because you don't know what the fuck you're even talking about.
Now you just gonna be salty at that point. I'm dead serious. You spent $500 on that and it just broke on its own. You didn't do anything to cause that. It just slid right out and it cracked.
Hold on, what are you talking about? The tablet didn't break on its own. It broke because you weren't holding it tightly when you were sliding the controller into it. My god, this video gets more stupid by the minute.
The only game you got to play is Mario and what's that name? The Legend of Zelda. Who plays that? Literally, like, who plays that? The Legend of Zelda. I don't even know. Wait, I know who that is, but I did never played no game where he in it.
I really hope you're not being serious right now. I really hope that you're just joking. Because even if you don't know anything about The Legend of Zelda, aside from the name, you know that it has millions of fans across the world who would want to play the latest installment in the franchise on the Switch. This would have been the perfect time to point out that people should wait for more games to come out before spending money on a new console if they aren't fans of Mario and Zelda, but instead you opted to say something so ignorant that you may as well have been a visitor from an alternate dimension where these franchises aren't popular the world over. The same person who doesn't want you spending money on a Nintendo Switch doesn't even realize that Zelda is not a man and that she's appeared in almost every single game in the franchise. You don't even have to play any of the Legend of Zelda games to know that what this woman said is flat out stupid. Then again, this is the same person who thinks it's more smart to spend half a grand on a pair of shoes, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised by any of this.
I don't even understand how you supposed to actually like play. Like that would be so confusing. Let me get something to show y'all. Pretend these are the joysticks, right? Like how you like I would be so confused. Like how you just sit there and play like this? Like I need something like this, like to actually like get a grip on, and you know, like I just can't have two separate things. Like what?
If we could adjust to CDs and wireless controllers just fine, I don't think that joysticks are going to pose that much of a threat. After all, you are supposed to lock them into a separate controller port and use it accordingly. However, if you really need a conventional controller to play the console's games with, then oh look, it seems that Nintendo released a Pro controller that gamers can use as an alternative to the joysticks. Wow, it's almost like you did no research at all before you decided to make this video.
this is true or not, but don't you gotta be connected to the Wi-Fi to play?
1. It sounded like you got cut off at the beginning there, miss. 2. If you just want to play games by yourself, then no, you don't need to be connected to any sort of Wi-Fi to do so.
I mean, do it. Can you play online on this? Like, if you can though, if you can, how you gonna do that if you traveling? Like, you just finna be on single player.
Unless you come across other people who also have a Switch and you decide to play a local match with them, even then, don't people have like a 4G or LTE connection that they use when they're away from home anyway? This isn't the Dark Ages anymore. Granted, I don't know if the Nintendo Switch allows online play on those connections, but this seems like a question that Jedi would have answered for herself if she had, like, played the Switch or something, but that would be crazy. Why would you need to play a console that you're ranting about? That's just a really dumb idea, am I right, guys?
Really, y'all? Like, why couldn't y'all make like an actual console? Like the freaking Xbox One or the PlayStation 3. Like, why couldn't y'all make like an actual console? Not no portable console, no. An actual actual console. Like, what?
Alright, the reputation that the Switch has of being just a gimmick is one that I can't dispute, mostly because I haven't played it and thus cannot speak on how good of a console it really is. However, Jedi hasn't played the Switch either, so why the fuck does she think that she can talk down to Nintendo like they've made a bad product? Why didn't she just make a good fucking video with decent arguments that were well researched, huh? Anyway, guys, it's time for my final thoughts on this rant. This video was terrible. Jedi obviously did no research on the Switch before making this rant, and as such, instead of going into legitimate arguments for why you shouldn't buy it, she resorts to pointless, hypothetical what-ifs that have no bearing on the actual product itself. Those of you looking to buy the Switch, search for information elsewhere. You're not going to find anything valuable here. I'll see you guys next time.